there is actually a specific time of year when women are more likely to conceive naturally, and that time is late fall and early winter. I would say we're in like mid-fall now, so that time is upon us. So I thought it would be fun to talk about that and talk about the 6 reasons why women are more likely to conceive in late fall and early winter, but it's not just about women, it has to do with the guys too. So I'm going to list the 6 reasons and then we're going to break it down. We're going to talk about it and I'll give some personal updates along the way because you all know that I am default open to life. That's the default for John and I. We're just open to what God has for our family. So I was just doing some last minute pruning in the garden before we get our first hard frost. My morning glories are still in glory, showing off every day for me, and still able to pull some ripe tomatoes out of the garden. I made sure to rescue all of my herbs before the frost comes. But I'm ready for the slowdown that comes with late fall and winter. That's part of what we're going to be talking about today. Our chicks are doing well. These fall chicks will be spring laying hens. So I like to get new chicks in the late summer, when it's still warm, which reduces the need for heat for them, and then they can grow through the winter and start laying for us in the spring. You see here that the cows are doing cow things, just chilling, grazing, living the life. And we're going to be doing some everyday cooking as I chat here. So the 6 reasons why women are more likely to conceive naturally in late fall and winter are these. Number 1, optimal melatonin production, which leads to hormonal synchronization. And that has to do with light, like the days getting shorter. Number 2, men actually have better sperm quality in cooler weather. Number 3, you know what? There are 5 reasons. I said 6, but now that I'm looking, and yes, I have a list that I wrote down so I wouldn't forget. Now that I'm looking, I see that there are just 5 reasons. Number 3 is historical timing for healthy births in late summer or early fall. Number 4 is reduced stress and improved rest patterns this time of year, late fall and early winter. And number 5, subtle nutritional and behavioral shifts. So, first on our list is light exposure and melatonin rhythms. So we all know that daylight hours are shorter in late fall and in winter. And this actually leads to higher natural production of melatonin at night, which in turn interacts with and stabilizes the HPA axis, so the hypothalamus pituitary gonadal axis, which regulates our hormones, synchronizes our hormones, and helps just to promote normal ovulation and luteal function. So I am not talking about supplementing with melatonin. I'm talking about a natural subtle rise in melatonin actually supports better egg quality, improved luteal phase progesterone levels, and better implantation conditions for the egg. So to sum it up, less light in the winter leads to more natural melatonin production and better hormonal synchronization for easier conception. Something that I used to enjoy a lot, that I enjoy less and less, actually it's just something I don't really want to do at all anymore, is going out to eat at restaurants, or really going out to eat anywhere. Like I don't want to stop and pick up food from a gas station or just anywhere, because my faith in the food quality is like very, very little. I just am not so sure about all the ingredients. And when you go out to eat, you know that even if you're going to a place where maybe they make stuff from scratch, they're going to be cooking everything in seed oils. And
Yeah, it's like the more that I learn as far as food, the less enjoyable it becomes. However, it is still really nice to have quicker options and to try new food. And one way that I have found to do that without going out to restaurants is with Home Chef. Home Chef allows you to personalize and customize a box of ready to prep meals from scratch in your kitchen using the cookware and the cooking oils and fats that you typically use. For me, that is of course like my non-toxic cast iron and caraway cookware in either tallow or lard or ghee or good quality olive oil. So 2 of the meals that you are seeing me prepare in this video are from Home Chef, and you can even scale up the servings for your family size. So I'm serving like 6 full-size people and 1 half-size little person. So I just scale that up for 6 servings per meal, and it still beats going out to eat even at fast food. I just placed an order, and for my family of 7, it was $7.07 per serving for a high quality from scratch meal with all the ingredients semi-prepped and ready to go with easy cleanup. You just can't beat that price. For me, I like to avoid anything with refined flour, so I choose the gluten-friendly option, and then if I want to have some kind of bread or something, I'll just make that myself. But they have all kinds of customization options, so whether it's like protein packed or keto or carb conscious, just whatever you're looking for, you can choose that, and then they'll give you different recipes to choose from, and you also get a recipe guide. So I have quite a few Home Chef recipes here in my little book, and so you can, if you like something that you get from Home Chef, then you can save the recipe and then recreate that in your kitchen, make it one of your go-to recipes. When you use my code HOPEWELL50, you will get 50% off and free shipping on your first order with Home Chef. I will put my code, my link, and all the details in the description below the video.
Let's go over the second point on the list. As we do, I am preparing the second meal that you're seeing here from Home Chef. This was a delicious chicken curry, not something that I would usually make, but everyone really liked it, except I had one child who thinks that even like black pepper is incredibly spicy. And so one child said too spicy for me, but everybody else loved it. So number 2 on our list would be lower temperatures this time of year, improving sperm quality. And a lot of you probably have heard of this in regard to if you're trying to conceive and it's actually an issue with the man on, with sperm quality. One of the things that they say to do is no tight underwear, right? Just like loose boxer briefs, because you want to decrease heat in that area. And in that same vein, it's really, really bad for guys to carry their phone in their pocket, especially their front pocket. And it can be hard to talk to your husband about this kind of stuff. I found it's best to just be straight, because guys don't like lectures and just lots of talking. So I'm just like, hey, that zaps your balls, right? Lowers your testosterone. If you want to know more, I can tell you more. But yeah, that's what it does. So guys usually that gets their attention. But anyway, sperm production is actually really temperature sensitive. That is the whole point. And cooler temperatures don't just improve sperm count, they also improve motility and the DNA quality integrity of the sperm. By the way, I'm making just like a little adrenal cocktail here because I am not pregnant, you guys. I have people guessing in every video that I'm pregnant. I'm just not. Sorry to disappoint, but definitely in that like preconception phase where it might happen, and so just doing what I can to be ready. So that means staying on top of my mineral consumption. So that adrenal cocktail was just a mineral, like a sodium, potassium, and magnesium bicarbonate mineral drink that I added into some freshly squeezed grapefruit juice with coconut water and Redmond salt. So really, really good source of minerals there. And then you're looking at some sourdough, freshly milled artisan loaves here. As always, all sourdough recipes are on my blog. When I use freshly milled flour, I have to add more of it than if I just use all-purpose flour or like, bread flour from the store. So For example, my sourdough artisan loaf recipe, I have to use 500 grams of freshly milled flour, which is quite a bit more to get that same nice, light, airy loaf as if I were using all purpose flour. But anyway, yeah, temperatures make a big difference. So I think we can be very quick when there's a problem getting pregnant or even staying pregnant to just look at the woman. But, it's the baby's like half from the man, from the husband. So we need to be thinking about that for our husbands as well, their nutritional and mineral status and their, behavioral things and habits. And temperature is a big one. You want to keep it cool down there. And that's more likely to happen in the late fall and winter with the cooler temperatures. So that's kind of an easy one. So, number three, it's just seasonal shifts in sex hormones. Without us doing anything, our bodies just make certain shifts in sex hormone production seasonally. So, naturally, testosterone peaks for men in late fall. And maybe that does have something to do with the temperatures, but the fact that it peaks in late fall rather than in winter, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but that's just a biological fact. And then, as for women, progesterone and estradiol show rises in late fall and early winter as well. So those things just coincide really nicely to set the stage for conception, especially when you consider the next couple of points, which are our nutritional and behavioral factors. We all know that fall and winter, these are the cozy seasons when we are more likely to rest and slow down. And, there's less labor intensive work to do outside. So we do just spend more time cozied up and relaxing. And that takes stress and pressure off of the body, which helps with fertility because, our bodies are so intelligent. Our bodies can sense when we are under a lot of stress. And then, survival and other bodily functions get prioritized, and the signals that get sent hormonally can say, like, it's probably not the best time to reproduce right now because there's just so much going on. Whereas when we're cozied up and just relaxed and resting and enjoying the abundance of the, summer and late fall harvest in the wintertime, then our bodies can get that hormonal message that it is a safe time to reproduce. So we tend to intake more calories in the late fall and early winter after the harvest. Also, like a lot of people, including myself, I'm just not inclined to eat really like big comfort food meals when it's really hot outside. I tend to eat lighter and then eat heavier in the fall and winter. And I know we live in a culture that is obsessed with calorie restriction and weight loss, and rightly so, because I think 70% of our population is morbidly obese, and that is very problematic. But we can tend to swing in the opposite direction with calorie restriction negatively impacting our fertility because it's sending messages to the body like, hey, there's not enough food here. We're living in scarcity. So it's difficult to find that balance of eating plenty, an abundance of nutrient dense calories without going overboard and then getting yourself in a place of being overweight. But it really is just that. It's eating real food, nutrient dense calories, and then making sure that you're getting supplementing vitamins and minerals as well, which is so important. That's going to set the stage for your body to feel like it's in abundance and ready to reproduce. I'm actually reading through Weston A. Price's book, Nutrition and Physical Degeneration. And it's just so validating because I know that God created us to be able to be sustained by nature, but with all of the adulteration that has happened with our soil and air and water, sometimes that's just not enough. And I'm just going to read this quote from the book that was so validating because I know this and I know supplementation is necessary, even though it frustrates me. So it says, since most of us, through poor inheritance, are nutritional cripples, Our need for nutrients is often greater than normal. Therefore, some individuals need larger amounts of vitamins, metals, trace elements, fatty acids, and amino acids than can be obtained from even the best foods, and we will never be well until these are supplied as supplements. At last, we are faced with the inevitable consequences of our profligate use and abuse of natural resources. The laws of God and nature are immutable. They cannot long be broken without retribution. Life in all its fullness is Mother Nature obeyed. That just goes so well with our conversation that we had in last week's video. So go check that out. It was all about grace building on nature. But anyway, in the fall, we're a lot more likely to be getting the nutrients and minerals and vitamins we need by eating more, hearty comfort foods, just, eating from the harvest. However, as the book, this book was written, I think it's like close to 100 years ago. And at that time, they already recognized that because of the refinement of food that had begun, that supplementation is necessary to replace essential vitamins and minerals in our diet. By the way, I am making egg white marshmallows that it made with beef gelatin. That's what you just saw me make. And I set them in the fridge to set, and they are so delicious. I love adding them into a coffee or like a bone broth hot chocolate, and that recipe is on my blog. It's been on my blog for a long time, but you can just go to Hopewell Heights blog and search for healthy marshmallows. So then the last couple of reasons, which I'll kind of like package into one, would be the effect of light in this season on prolactin and ovulation. So decreased light can actually lower prolactin. So if you are someone who is still breastfeeding or postpartum and maybe your prolactin is elevated enough to where it's still kind of suppressing ovulation or leading to you having a luteal phase defect where you're ovulating too late to conceive, then going into this season with decreased natural light can lower prolactin and actually balance things out. This can be a rebalancing period for you if you're postpartum or breastfeeding, and you might actually start menstruating again and have your fertility return. And the last thing is just the historical advantage of timing. Having a baby, conceiving in late fall or winter, which leads to a late summer or early fall birth, means that the baby will be born in warm, mild to warm temperatures. You're not having a baby in the dead of winter, but yet mom still has time to recover before the harshness of winter sets in. So that wraps up this video. This was kind of different than my normal, homesteading, homemaking videos, but it's a fun one. It's on a topic that I absolutely love. So I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you have any questions, please just drop them below in the comments section. I will see you all next week.